Hello everyone and welcome back to another What's for Dinner. I want to thank you for clicking on this video, and if you are new here, thank you for joining, and if you are a returning member, well, thank you for clicking on another video of mine. So I'm just going to take you through what I fed my family for this week. I made a vegan roast with carrots and potatoes, and I'll put the full recipe down below because I always do that. If you are new here, I always put the recipes from anything that I do. If I follow a recipe down below, I do like to kind of go off and do my own thing, but I do try and give you a rough estimate when I do that. But basically all I did was peel and cut everything up and throw it in my crock pot with some vegetable broth and a little bit of red wine and with some soy sauce, and then just threw in those herbs that I saw earlier and cooked it on high for about 4 hours. It took double the time to make it, but it tasted pretty good in the end, so I guess it was worth it. So today is Tuesday and we are having chickpea noodle soup. So a couple things, it's like chicken noodle soup, but I just replaced the chicken with chickpeas. These are pre-cooked that I made from dry and just froze. And then this is leftovers from my chicken pot pie. It's almost the exact same thing. I was out of celery because it went bad, so I'm just replacing it with an extra squash, peas, carrots, milk, and flour. And then this is just because I don't want to waste it, because it was like half empty when we decided to go vegan, and so I didn't want to throw it out and then waste it. So I'm only going to be using like a teaspoon of this just to give it a little bit of that flavor, but you can sub it out, and I plan on in future subbing it out for the Trader Joe's fake chicken seasoning. If I can find it, I will put a picture of it and put a link to it down below in the description box. So I basically started it just like my chicken pot pie recipe. I cut everything up and sauteed it in a little bit of vegetable broth. And then once the vegetables were completely cooked down, I added, I think, 3 tablespoons of flour to make kind of a roux type thing. And then I slowly added in 6 cups of vegetable broth and stirred it the entire time. So that way it would get nice and thick. And then I added the egg noodles and spices, and I just cooked it until the egg noodles were completely cooked. So about 9 minutes or so. And I will say I should have added a lot more liquid to it. It was so incredibly thick, and I didn't prefer it as thick as it was. I wanted it a little bit thinner, but next time I make it, I'm definitely gonna have to get like a bigger pot to do it in. But it was really, really good. It is definitely a family favorite. So I just realized as I'm editing this that there is a massive blur and you really can't tell what I'm doing. So basically, it is a coconut milk curry, and I ended up not adding the coconut milk to the recipe while it was cooking because a lot of the reviews said it tasted stale and oily after it was done because the coconut milk had just cooked for so long. So I just added 1 cup of vegetable broth to it and cooked it in the Instant Pot that way. It's actually a crock pot meal that I converted to an Instant Pot meal because I forgot to add it to the Instant Pot, or because I forgot to add it to the crock pot that morning. But I basically just added 30 ounces of coconut milk to it, so about a half a can plus a carton of coconut milk, and then added some cornstarch, like a cornstarch slurry, and just kept stirring it until it thickened up. And then we served it over some rice and red lentils. And it was one of my favorite meals that we made. And here it is with the rice and red lentils mixed in with it. It was really, really good. I ended up even grabbing some tortilla chips and using it as like a dip type thing with the tortilla chips, which was incredible. And then it made a bunch. So we ended up having a bunch of leftovers. And that is it for this week. I know it's only 3 meals, but we pretty much just had leftovers because between the soup and the curry, there was a lot of food left. But I wanted to thank you guys for clicking on another video and watching with me. If you've made it this far, thank you. And if you want to see future What's for Dinner videos and any other little bonus videos I might do, definitely hit the subscribe button and click the little bell icon next to it so that way you can be notified when I post something. And if you like this video and you got some inspiration for it, maybe like it and share it with your friends. But I hope you guys have a good week.